Question number 11, what does it say? Instantaneous angular position, ये दी गई है. The torque on the wheel becomes 0 at a time. भाई torque का expression है I alpha. और ये torque तभी 0 होगा जब alpha 0 होगा. Moment of inertia, that can't be 0. So ultimately we have to find that time when alpha is 0. So our entire focus now lies on how to calculate alpha. Well, alpha निकालने के लिए if I differentiate theta with respect to time, that will give me omega. आइए differentiate करते हैं, that is 3t square minus of 60. Alpha तक पहुंचना है, no problem, we'll further differentiate omega. So that is equals to 60 minus of 6. अब ये value कब जाके 0 होगी? When t will be 1. And that is present in option number 4. What does question number 12 say? एक spherical ball है and that is rolling without slipping. Fraction of its total energy associated with translational motion. ध्यान देना, ये जो sphere है, इसका moment of inertia क्या होता है? 2/5 mr square. Just write the coefficient. यही coefficient होता है kinetic rotation by kinetic translation. याद रखना, whenever a body rolls without slipping, ये जो coefficient value है 2/5, that's a ratio of rotation is to translation. हमें question ने पूछा है what fraction of total energy is associated with translation, यानी translation kinetic energy divided by net. तो translation तो 5 लिखेंगे, net मतलब 2 plus 5, जो कि 5/7 है, यानी कि option number 3, that's the correct one. Okay, question number 13. Polar ice caps melt, length of the day. ये तो एक straight forward question है. इस तरह के जो cases है, we discuss much in the concept of angular momentum conservation. When the polar ice melts, तो of course यहाँ से ये इस तरफ आ जाएगा. So distance from the axis that increases. ऐसा करने पर moment of inertia increases. Now you know it's a case of conservation of angular momentum. I omega conserved है. So if I increases, omega decreases. But आपको question ने length of the day पूछा है. So omega equals to 2 pi by time period. और अगर omega कम होगा, the time period will increase. So length of the day that will increase, option number 1. Question number 14. Ratio of radius of gyration of hollow sphere and solid sphere, each of same mass and radius around their respective axis passing through their center. इसे आप radius of gyration कह दीजिए, radius of gyration कह दीजिए, it's the same thing. दोनों equally accepted है. नाम में क्या रखा है? What's there in a name? है ना? तो पहले तो देखिए, hollow sphere का moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center is this. Radius of gyration निकालने के लिए we just equate it to mk square. तो चलिए इसको k1 लिख देते हैं. Similarly for solid sphere 2/5 mr square and that is equals to mk2 square. Question ने हमसे कहा है निकालो k1 by k2, जो कि it's such an easy calculation that will be given by option number 3. Question number 15. Kepler's second law of planetary motion regarding constancy of aerial velocity is a consequence of course, जिन्हें ये fact पता है, law of conservation of angular momentum. क्यों? मैं जरा बता दूं. About sun, the torque is 0 क्योंकि force of gravity passes through that point. और अगर torque 0 है, it implies angular momentum will be conserved. और एक बहुत important principle है, the aerial speed is L by 2m. भाई अगर L conserved है, mass of the planet तो same हमेशा है ही है, it means the aerial speed will be conserved. तो basically second law is a consequence of conservation of angular momentum, यानी कि option number 3. Question number 16 क्या कहता है? energy required to move a satellite of this mass from an orbit of this radius to this radius. By mechanical energy of a satellite is minus gmm divided by twice of radius. Orbit radius 2r से 3r बढ़ाना है, so the work done will be final mechanical energy minus initial. Final में minus gmm divided by twice of small r के बदले में 3r रखोगे तो 6r, and then minus of minus करोगे that will become plus gmm by twice of 2r, that will be 4r. बस सीधी सी बात, this much of subtraction जो कि इतना simple case है, option number 2 will be correct. Question number 17 क्या कहता है? अगर capital V is the potential on the surface, what is the potential at the center? All neat aspirant, इन्हें ये value तो पता होनी चाहिए. Potential at the center is 3/2 times potential at the surface. नहीं तो आप potential का expression लिखिए, center के लिए small r equals to 0 लिखिए और फिर दो values को relate कीजिए. लेकिन when you have reached this stage, these sort of values, they are very very important. तो I strongly insist कि आपको ये value पता होनी चाहिए, यानी कि option number 4. Question number 18. दो satellite है, they go around a planet P in circular orbit or radii 4r and r. If the speed of satellite A is 3v, speed of B, well, orbital speed हम सबको पता है is gm by r. So, Vb by Va will be equals to root of Ra by Rb, inversely proportional to root of R. ये G और capital M तो constant रहेगा. Now, how much is the radius of A? That is 4R divided by R, यानी ये बना 2. So, speed of B will be twice of speed of A. In other word, speed of A is 3v, so 3v multiplied by 2 will be 6v, option number 2. Question number 19. Planet of mass capital M revolving around the sun in elliptical orbit, angular momentum J है, तो area swept per second by the line joining the planet to the sun, यानी aerial speed के बारे में बात question कर रहा है. और इससे पहले एक क्वेश्चन था जहां पर we talked about that expression. See, that's a very important relationship. ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. dA by dt is L by 2m, where L is the angular momentum. ये बात अलग है कि यहाँ angular momentum को J से represent किया है. So you just write it as J by 2m. यानी कि tick option number 4. ये expression काफी important है, ठीक है? Question number 20. For a satellite, time period t है, तो kinetic energy is proportional to, यानी kinetic energy का relation हमें पूछा गया है time period के terms में, ठीक है जी? Kinetic energy is half mv square, कौन सी speed? Orbital speed. यानी कि this kinetic energy will be directly proportional to 1 by r. पता है कहाँ से आया? Orbital speed is directly proportional to 1 by root r. तो square करोगे ये बनेगा. Second expression, time period के term में रखना है, कोई बात नहीं. T square is directly proportional to r cube, यानी r will be directly proportional to t raised to the power 2 by 3. बस यही तो करना है. Kinetic energy is directly proportional to r के बदले में t raised to the power 2 by 3. इसे आप न्यूमरेटर में ले जाइए, t raised to the power minus 2 by 3, यानी कि option number 1 is waiting for you.